Imagine meeting a man who doesn't just catch your eye for a moment, but leaves you thinking about him long after he's gone. Not because of what he has, but because of the way he made you feel, seen, understood, and quietly desired in a way you didn't even know you craved. Effortless confidence without arrogance is one of the rarest and most magnetic qualities an older man can possess, and it's something young women notice almost instantly. It's not about being loud, dominating the room, or showing off material success. Instead, it's a calm, grounded energy that speaks through body language, tone of voice, and the way he carries himself. He moves with ease, stands tall without being stiff, and maintains steady eye contact that feels warm rather than intimidating. His smile is relaxed, his gestures are natural, and his presence makes the space around him feel safe yet exciting. This kind of confidence comes from self-knowledge and life experience. He doesn't feel the need to prove himself because he already knows who he is and what he stands for when he speaks. His words are deliberate, not rushed, and he never tries to fill silences out of nervousness. Instead, he's comfortable letting moments breathe, which draws people in. A young woman feels that he's fully present with her, not distracted or performing. There's a quiet charm in how he pays attention, noticing the little details in what she says, leaning in just enough when she speaks, and allowing a subtle smile to play on his lips when something amuses him. His confidence makes her feel like she's in the presence of a man who could take her hand and lead her into a world that's both secure and thrilling. It's the difference between a man who demands attention and a man who naturally earns it, and that effortless allure stays in her mind long after the conversation ends. This kind of man doesn't chase validation. He creates an atmosphere where connection feels natural and trust flows effortlessly because his energy carries maturity, depth, and a quiet strength that feels both comforting and intoxicating at once. Active listening and genuine curiosity are qualities that make a younger woman feel truly seen and valued, and very few older men practice them in the way that leaves a lasting impression. It's not just about hearing her words, it's about being completely present in the moment, giving her undivided attention without glancing at a phone or letting the mind wander when she talks. He leans in slightly, his eyes meeting hers with an expression that says her thoughts matter. He nods naturally, not to rush her but to show that he's absorbing each word. This kind of listening is paired with gentle curiosity. He doesn't fire off surface-level questions just to keep the conversation going. Instead, he notices the subtle things in her tone, her choice of words, or the way her eyes light up when she speaks about something she loves. He asks thoughtful, follow-up questions, encouraging her to share more, and when she does, he responds with warmth rather than judgment. She feels like she can open up about her dreams, her fears, or even her quirky stories without worrying about being dismissed. There's a romantic undertone in how he remembers the little things she shares, a childhood memory, her favorite dessert, or the way she likes her coffee. Weeks later, he might bring up one of those details, making her smile in surprise that he remembered. In that moment, she realizes he wasn't just hearing her, he was connecting with her. This depth of attention builds a sense of closeness that feels rare, and she begins to associate his presence with comfort, safety, and a quiet thrill that keeps her wanting more time with him because in his presence she feels emotionally safe, intellectually stimulated, and quietly desired, in a way that awakens something deep within her that she didn't even know she was missing. Small but memorable gestures have a way of leaving a deep, lasting impression on a young woman, especially when they come from an older man who delivers them naturally, without trying to impress. It's not about expensive gifts or grand displays, it's about the little things that make her feel noticed and valued, holding the door open with a soft smile, pulling out her chair before she sits, or offering his jacket on a chilly evening might seem simple, but they carry a warmth that lingers in her mind. These gestures feel genuine because they aren't performed for attention. They come from a place of care. When he remembers how she likes her tea and orders it before she even asks, or when he sends her a short, thoughtful message after a conversation just to say he enjoyed talking to her, it shows he pays attention in ways most people overlook, even the way he helps her into a car. Lightly placing his hand at the small of her back to guide her can carry a subtle intimacy that makes her heart race. These actions create an unspoken language between them, a language of kindness, attentiveness, and connection. They tell her she is special, not just in the moment, but in the way he thinks about her. Even when she's not around, the beauty of these small gestures is that they build trust and attraction without force. They make her feel safe, yet desired, cared for, yet free. And this balance is something that stays with her over time. She realizes it's not the size of the gesture that matters, it's the thought, the consistency and the quiet sincerity behind it that makes it unforgettable. It's in these moments that she begins to sense that his affection isn't fleeting, it's real, thoughtful, and grounded in genuine interest, not temporary excitement. Subtle, classy flirtation is an art that only a small percentage of older men truly master, and when done right, it can make a younger woman feel both intrigued and appreciated without ever feeling uncomfortable. It's not about bold or overbearing moves. It's the quiet charm in how he communicates interest through body language, tone, and timing. His compliments are sincere and specific, not generic, often pointing out something unique about her smile, the way her eyes light up when she talks, or the elegance in how she carries herself. Eye contact plays a huge role in this kind of flirtation. It's steady but not intense, paired with a faint, knowing smile that lingers for just a moment longer than usual. He might lean in slightly when she's speaking, lowering his voice just enough to make the moment feel more personal, as if the world around them has faded. Even small touches like a light brush of his hand against hers when passing something, or briefly resting his palm at the small of her back while guiding her through a doorway, carry meaning because they are gentle, respectful, and timed perfectly. This style of flirtation feels like a dance where each move invites her closer rather than pushing too fast. It's in the way. He teases her lightly about something she said, only to follow it with a warm laugh that puts her at ease. It's how he remembers little details from past conversations and uses them playfully in the present. The attraction builds slowly in layers, until she finds herself looking forward to the next time their eyes meet, or their conversation drifts into that deliciously unspoken space between words. And it's in that space that the real chemistry begins to breathe naturally without force, because his confidence and restraint make every exchange feel electric yet safe. Well-groomed but effortlessly stylish is a combination that radiates quiet confidence and timeless appeal, and it's something younger women notice instantly in an older man. It's not about following every fashion trend, but about understanding what suits him and wearing it with ease. His clothes fit well, not too tight, not too loose, highlighting his build in a flattering way. The fabrics feel soft yet structured. The colors complement his skin tone, and his overall look feels intentional. Without being flashy, grooming plays an equally important role. His hair is neatly kept, whether short, slightly tousled, or showing a touch of silver that he wears proudly. His beard, if he has one, is trimmed to perfection, and his skin looks cared for, showing he invests in his appearance. A subtle, refined fragrance lingers when he walks by. Not overpowering, but memorable enough to make her turn her head. There's a certain romance in the details. Polished shoes that speak of care, a clean watch strap that hints at attention to quality, or the way his shirt sleeves are rolled just enough to give a relaxed yet masculine feel. Even the way he carries his jacket over his shoulder or adjusts his cufflinks before shaking her hand can feel quietly magnetic. Younger women appreciate when style looks natural, not forced. It tells her he respects himself, and in turn the people he's with. This effortless elegance makes her feel like she's in the presence of someone who can walk into any setting, whether a casual coffee shop or a candlelit dinner, and feel completely at home, making her want to be right there beside him, sharing in the quiet sophistication he brings to every moment. Because his appearance isn't just fashion, it's communication. It speaks of self-respect, confidence, and a life lived with taste and awareness. Emotional maturity and patience are qualities that set a rare kind of older man apart, and they are deeply attractive to younger women who crave a sense of safety and understanding. It's the way he stays calm, even when the situation is tense, never raising his voice unnecessarily or letting frustration take over. Instead, he listens first, giving her space to express herself fully before responding. His tone remains steady, his words thoughtful, and his presence reassuring, making her feel like she can share even the most vulnerable parts of herself without fear of judgment. Patience shows in the way he allows connections to unfold, naturally, never rushing her into decisions or pushing for more than she's ready to give when she's speaking. He doesn't cut her off or change the subject. Instead, he absorbs every word, nodding gently, sometimes letting a small warm smile assure her he's truly engaged. Even in moments of disagreement, he focuses on understanding her perspective rather than winning the conversation. This kind of maturity creates an environment where she feels cherished rather than pressured. It's in the way he remembers what she shared before, showing that her feelings matter to him. It's in the quiet patience he shows, when she's flustered or uncertain, offering reassurance through his calm demeanor and steady gaze. There's something undeniably romantic about a man who can slow down the pace of the world around her, making her feel like every moment is theirs to savor with him. She feels a mix of comfort and excitement, knowing he won't just react to her, but will truly respond with care, respect, and a deep, almost unspoken understanding that makes her want to be in his presence again and again, because he represents emotional safety with masculine strength, a balance that most men never learn to master. In the end, what sets the rare 1% of older men apart isn't wealth, status, or any grand display. It's the way they make a younger woman feel valued, seen, and desired in the most genuine way through effortless confidence, attentive listening, subtle flirtation, timeless style, emotional maturity, and thoughtful gestures. They create a presence that lingers long after the moment has passed. These men understand that true connection is built in the quiet details, in the way they carry themselves, in the way they notice. And remember, and in the way they respect her while still sparking undeniable chemistry. It's this blend of respect, romance, and authenticity that makes them unforgettable. And why once a woman experiences it, she can't help but compare every other man to that rare standard, because deep down she realizes that real attraction isn't about age, it's about emotional energy, presence, and the kind of maturity that speaks louder than words. This is the timeless art of connection, and it's the kind of energy that defines the essence of a truly magnetic man. Dark facts. 0.